All right, group A and B, we are on literature 12. We're gonna read from pages 24 through 25, although one of them has a picture. All right, we're still on Christopher Columbus. So yeah, let's go ahead and begin. Okay, so let's open up our page. What did I say, page? 24 and 25. Let's see, what's 24 made of? Two numbers, 20, which is 2, and what's the other one? 4, 24. Let's go ahead and open up right here. So let's actually turn the page right here. And what happened last? Columbus wanted what? He needed a patriot. He needed someone who can pay for his journey because there was a lot involved to pay for his journey. And the king and queen said, when our war is over, I will pay for your journey. And did they keep their word? They did. Even though it took them 7 years, they kept their word. And so, do you think that made Columbus happy or what? Yeah, he was probably thrilled. He's thinking, wow, it's been 7 years, but I'm finally gonna what? I'm finally gonna be able to travel around the world. Because where did he want to go? India and China for goods, to trade, and also for treasures along the way. And he said, if I find any lands, that what? He's gonna give them to Spain, but he's gonna be the one known for finding them on the voyage. All right, so it's gonna turn the page. Follow along with your finger and say it with me out loud. Sorry, my book is very wobbly and it's breaking quite a bit, so I have tape right here. All right, so we'll look at a picture after we read. Ready? We're gonna start where it says before. Before dawn on Friday, August 3rd, 1492, Columbus led his men to church. They prayed for a safe and prosperous voyage, and his men vowed with hands on the Bible to follow his command. They then boarded the ships. How much ships were they taking? 3, good job. And do you remember the names? La Niña, La Pinta, and La Santa Maria. All right, early morning breeze swelled the sails. The outgoing tide carried the 3 ships swiftly out of the Red River and into the long, pale waters of the Atlantic. All right, because remember in geography, all right, see how all this stuff connects? In geography, what do all rivers lead to? A lake or an ocean. And so they had the 3 ships where? Inside the lake, inside the river, all right? And the boats were resting on the side of the river so that way they can go out into the ocean. The monks, with Columbus's young son at their side, stood at the cloister and blessed the expedition. Weeping women and children ran along the shores, wringing their hands in despair. They never expected to see their fathers and husbands again. The church bells tolled. All right, so what happened? This picture has a lot in it. I love how these pictures aren't just, well, a picture. They have a story and a meaning behind it. Ingrid and Edgar, the authors, did such a good job of that, of capturing what was happening in their words. So what did it say? It said that Columbus took them into church, so they were in church. And what did they do in church? They placed their hand on a Bible and they vowed to who? To Columbus, that he was their leader, that they would follow what? His orders. And why do you think they put their hand on a Bible? Because a Bible is what? It is very precious. It is the Word of God. And so a Bible is very holy. All right, that's why they call it the Holy Bible. All right, so they put it on there to show like, wow, we're gonna listen to you because we are putting our hands on this Holy Bible and we're not gonna lie to God. We're putting our hands on here to say that you are a leader and you will give us commands and we will obey. All right, so the men are going out of church, and what did it say? Columbus's son is with the monks. So is Columbus's son going with him on this journey? He's not. His son is probably at least 7 years old by now, 8 maybe. But it's too dangerous. So Columbus's son, you can see him way back here with all the monks as the monks are blessing their voyage. All right, Columbus's son is there, so he's gonna stay where? With the monks. And it's you have children here, all right, and you have women, all right, and they're what? It said that their hands were waving. That means they were, you know, they're in despair. It even said, weeping women and children ran along the shore. Here, if you look, you have women and children running around, you know, because they're sad. They never expected to see their fathers and husbands again. So the children and the women, they know that this is a dangerous voyage. They know that this isn't easy what they're gonna do. And remember, back then, people didn't have an atlas, all right? Like we learned about yesterday, to see, okay, well, this map, map is gonna show us that this is leads to over here. They didn't have that. They were writing their own atlases, all right? When they would travel somewhere, they're like, huh, I never knew that if I went this way, I would get here. And then they would write it down, just like Columbus did, all right? So they were scared, because what were some things they were scared of? That what if the earth was flat and the ship would just end up falling off the side of the earth? They were scared for different things. Or they had stories of what? Of sea monsters, all right? So they were frightened for their husbands and fathers, because a lot can happen on a ship, especially a ship that was gonna be gone. They were probably gonna be gone for a couple of years, a year, maybe 2, all right? So they were very sad. So this picture has a lot on it. I love the colors in the sky over here, all right? I even said, what did it say about the river? It said, they call it the Red River, and so they have the river what? They have it red. A beautiful book. All right, so you should have a page that looks like this. And on here, we have a picture of a Bible. There's no coloring today, but why do you think I have a picture of a Bible? Let's see. By praying and putting their hands on the Bible before beginning the voyage, what did Columbus and the rest of the crew recognize? So if this is the Bible and they put their hand on there, what were they recognizing? They're recognizing 2 things. And one of them we're gonna put on here. One, that what? Remember we talked about the Bible? It's called what? A holy Bible, all right? So it's holy, it's something precious, all right? So they recognize the value in the Bible. They didn't think of, oh, the Bible's just another book. No, they knew that the Bible was important. They knew that the Bible was a word from God, all right? So they knew that. But what else did they know? They knew, oh, I wrote right here, they recognized that Columbus was their what? Their leader, and they will obey his command. That means because Columbus is the leader, if he says, all right, men, we are not gonna sleep tonight because we're gonna do this and this, they would do what he said. Even if they're tired, even if they're hungry, they would listen to him. Now, isn't that a big risk? Because remember, there were some captains that weren't good captains. All right, but remember it said a while back, it said that they knew that Columbus was a good captain and that he took care of his men. So do you think it was easy for the men to put their hand on the Bible and say, yes, Columbus, we will listen to you? Or do you think it was hard? It was easy for them because they knew that they were in good hands. They knew that Columbus wasn't evil or wicked. They knew that he was going to put their safety first. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and write, they recognize that Columbus was their leader and they will obey his commands, just like this. Go ahead and press pause if you need to. Excellent job. All right, so that is it for today's literature. I hope you guys enjoyed. What I do encourage you guys to do today though, is to go back at the previous pictures. Now that you guys, now that we've read the pictures, if you remember what happened in a certain page, go back and look at the pictures and see, I remember, or right here, Columbus is holding a what? An orange, and there's a butterfly there, and be like, I remember that's where Columbus had the idea that the world was what? The world was round, it wasn't flat, all right? Because I love how these pictures really go with what the story is sang. All right, so now we're done with literature. Why don't you go back a couple pages and see if you can memorize through the picture what that part of the story was about. Great job, beginners.